hand off. And Dupree picks up 8. Wisconsin battled. They did some good things on offense today, but at the end of the day, it's all Nebraska. The Freedom Trophy will stay in Lincoln. And the Cornhuskers are going bowling.
Since 2016, I think that the journey to get here, not easy. Long and filled with a number of challenges. Congratulations to Matt Rule and this fan base and this football team. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
As we talked about it, Jake, it's not just the fact they're going to a bowl. It's the practices this program is going to get. And the fans deserving to pour out onto this field. Brooke Fletcher's got Matt Rule. If you can hear us, take it away, Brooke.
Coach told me he's eager to go celebrate with the fans here. Coach, first bowl appearance for Nebraska since 2016. What does this win mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to these seniors. I want to go hug those guys. You know, they haven't had this moment, so really proud of them. Happy for them.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
What's going on, everybody? Fall in at attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast, brought to you by the great folks over at the Hurrdat Sports Network, and of course, all the fine folks over at the Husker Army Facebook fan page. Make sure to go check them out, become a member of the fan page as well. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, as always, make sure to subscribe, like, hit that bell notification icon so you know when our uploads are going, just in case you happen to miss our posts on social media. That's no big deal, so that way you know and everything's uploaded, ready to go. And, of course, got to let you know, as always, got to let you know about the merch. Make sure to hop your butts over to hurrdatsports.com. Make sure to check out that pop-down window. Find Husker Army. Click on our merch right there. You see what we got right there. We got the shirts, the trucker hats, the beanies, the stainless steel tumblers, the coffee mugs. Man, I'm telling you. And then, of course, make sure to tag us or send us a picture on social media with you with the merch. And we make sure to make your own personalized and listed graphic for the show. And then the big news, I don't know how many people may have saw it on Twitter, on Instagram yesterday, Saturday during the morning, but we have a sponsor, folks, and it is Underdog Fantasy Sports. So you get the chance, hop on, either go online to underdogfantasysports.com or make sure to download their app, and you get it right there. Sign up and deposit using code Husker Army, and you can get yourselves up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, get yourselves a free pick. Like I said, Underdog Fantasy Sports. And trust me, these little plugs for our sponsor here going to look a little bit different come next week. A little bit different. A little bit, I don't know, a little more cinematic, if you will. But enough of all that. Let's get right into it. I am your host, Brian Knutson. With me, as always, our other host, former Husker wide receiver and multi-time national champion, Kenny Cheatham, a.k.a. KC. Then we've got our Husker recruiting guru, Mr. Matt Sass, also known as Herbie_Husker15 over on Twitter. Oh, gentlemen, how sweet does this feel? My God, we get to talk about it right there. Huskers get win number 6 on the season, taking down the Badgers in Lincoln 44-25, getting that elusive 6th win that, starting 5-1, has eluded us for 4 straight games up until now. So, sunglasses can come off now. My God. A little bit of excitement. So, I mean, Matt, Matt, we did it, brother. We did it. We did. Well, I can't say we. They did it. They did it. The players, the coaches, they did it. We're going bowling, man. We're going bowling first time since 2016.
Yeah, the offense too, just clicking right now. I don't know if it is the players or Dana Holgerson or what, but I read earlier this was the most points we've scored since 2021.
Oh my God!
So yeah, it was just unreal, amazing to see our offense really going. And Emmett Johnson just looked like a dude possessed. Like his best game as a Husker, I couldn't be more happy for him. He was untackleable.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he did his job. He did exactly what he what he wanted to do when this season came around. When we had him on the show before the season ever even began, I believe this might have even been just around springtime. He talked about wanting to be that guy. Be the guy that gets the ball on that 4th and short, that 4th or 3rd and goal. He wants to be that guy. And he also, remember, he talked to us about how he'd been working on his hands, being that catching back out of the backfield. In the last 2 weeks now, we've seen that come to fruition as well. I mean, talking about Emmett, Kenny, you and I have talked about him. We've conversed with the young man. He's a very humble, very gracious young man. And I think he literally just got all the dues that were coming to him in one game. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good to see him perform and get out there and be able to showcase himself. And that has something to do with confidence, knowing that now you're going to get the ball and pretty much be that guy starting the game off. You know, I've always said it's hard to catch a rhythm when you know you're going to get yanked every other play. You guys that play sports, you play youth sports, play high school sports, you played, and especially if you play the game, I'm going to relate it to basketball. Sometimes you can't give your best if you know every little thing you do is going to be scrutinized and you're going to get pulled for it. So with him knowing he's going to be in there and he's going to get those touches, I think his confidence has went up, and the way he's performing, the way he's playing has been a lot better. And I'm proud of him. I mean, it's what he said, what he talked about. Like I said, we had a two-headed monster back there with him and Dowdell, and then Ramirez, that Swiss Army knife to put in, change the pace, and do all the other things. So it's good to see them performing. It's good to see the offense performing better. Raiola playing better, which leads to everyone else playing better because now they're catching the passes. He's not throwing it off. He's hitting the passes he should be playing. And I don't know if that's because of the new guy, I don't know his name, calling plays, or just a different voice in the ear. I mean, because it's the same playbook. It's the same exact playbook. It's not a new playbook. Maybe it's just the way the plays are being called.
Simplified, and I think he's had to have added just small new wrinkles. Like that catch out of the backfield that Emmett had, I think it was the 3rd quarter, that went for a long game. He was wide open. Yep. And if you actually go back and watch that play, look to the top of the screen, there was another guy running wide open. So it was nice to see. It was really, really nice to see.
It was, yeah. Look, with Dana Holgerson coming in, being the new offensive coordinator, everybody knows his past, former Houston Cougars head coach, the things he's done with offenses, the type of offensive mind he has. We didn't see all those swing passes. We didn't see all those screens. What we saw was him letting Dylan become comfortable once again. He was giving him those check down passes. The offensive line, giving Dylan the time to go through his 2nd, 3rd progressions. Then when it wasn't there, you check it down. And that's exactly what he did. Other than the one boneheaded move, then he tried to flick that one forward when he had Banks right there in the flat. Just right there, staring right at him, and he chose to go inside, and it caused the turnover. But hey, kudos to the defense. Didn't give up any points. No harm, no foul. Offense took over after that. But yeah, with Holgerson, it looked like Dylan was more comfortable. I don't have his stats right there in front of me, but I mean, as far as offensive stats go, I've got you right here. Put up a total of 473 yards on offense. I mean, come on.
293 yards passing, 74% completion, 1 touchdown.
And 28 of 38. My God. My God.
The other positive, too, was the special teams.
Very much so.
Didn't miss the field goal. Barney had that big kickoff return. In the punting game, we had a 49-yard punt inside Wisconsin's 3. This is what we've been waiting for.
Everything came together. Ken said this from Gen Red last night, literally right after the game on Twitter. He's like, that is by far the first and most complete game I've seen these guys play all season long.
Yep, except for our secondary. That was the only problem I had the whole game. So our secondary gave up quite a bit of pass plays. But what's the difference? We still won.
Yeah, I mean, look, they did put up 407 yards on offense, 292 through the air. Whew. Did allow 115 on the ground. But that's not bad, honestly, out of 25 rushing attempts. I mean, yeah, like we said about Emmett, we finally had a 100-yard rusher in a game for the first time this season. And he didn't just do it on the ground, though. The yards he amassed, I think, was just shy of 200 because I believe he had 80-something through the air catching as well. So we out-threw him by 1 yard. We out-rushed him by about, I think, 65 yards there. The penalties were down. They had 7 for 56. We had 4 for 48. We won the turnover battle. We forced 2, only gave up 1. So, I mean, that's exactly what we need. And then here, let me get this stupid thing out the way here. And there we go. Time of possession is 1 as well. 26:53 to 33:07. So, you literally, you did everything you wanted to do. I mean, we won the third down battle. We didn't win the fourth down efficiency, but we only went for it once. So, who cares? I mean, they did their job. Look, offensive line looked great, Kenny. Emmett looked great. Dylan looked great. The receivers were looking great. Couple of them for Banks, though. Banks, he had a great touchdown catch, I know, but there was one that just got by him earlier in the game that had the game not gone our way, you could have looked back and been like, was that the chance? Was that the turning point? But it didn't happen.
Right. I think for me watching the game, they've done what I've been asking them to do last couple of weeks, which is go vertical and not laterally. And it made a difference. It made a difference. Throw the ball straight ahead, not to the side.
Yep.
I mean, it becomes science, it becomes mathematics, it becomes algebra, everything with angle, geometry. If you're trying to score, you don't score going side to side. You go vertically. And you use those big guys. They're big and they have big bodies. What do you have them for if you're not going to use them in the middle of the field, in those plays, to catch the ball, to catch the passes, to get the first downs, or to make the big plays. So that was good to see, and it was refreshing, I'm sure, for our eyes to finally see, like Matt said and like Coach said, Ken said, watch them play a complete game to where the things that we can say, oh, I wish they would have done that better, are very minute. You know what I mean? It's the kicking, the field goal, offensive line, running the ball, which we've been saying, and being effective running and getting the ball downfield. So, and using your weapons. What more can you ask for? I mean, I'm not tooting the horn and making it like it was a world beater, but it was good to see that.
Yep.
From us this year, being how we've blown games the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I guess the last piece of the puzzle, I mean, we've got to be excited and happy for Hull, the field goal kicker. I mean, since he has come in, I think he might have only missed a couple, and one was a long shot.
Mhm.
He came in, he was perfect on the day against Wisconsin. What more could you ask from the young man, especially knowing how abysmal our field goal kicking has been for the last 5-6 years?
You can't. You ride that wave and enjoy it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice not to have Kenny complain about the kicker.
Hey, they're doing their job. I have no complaints. When with the luck we've had with kickers over the last couple of years, I'll take what he did and what he's been doing any day, every day, with a smile on my face. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, finally, we got somebody that's pretty consistent. I mean, I know Alvano's been hurt most of the season, but at least we had a very, very capable backup in Hull. So, and then defensively, look, they did allow Wisconsin to go down on, I believe, their opening drive and score to tie it up 7-7. There was the quick turnaround on the turnover by Raiola, and the defense stiffened up. They said, all right, enough's enough. Hey, I know Wisconsin's having kicking woes as well, but I got no sympathy for the devil there because we've seen the worst of the worst over at this program. So if you are having one bad year of kicking, I don't give a shit. You're going to have to deal with it. So defense did their job there. And then, I mean, pretty much the rest of the game, other than the one criticism you got there, Matt, I mean, the secondary, they did give up some passes and wide open guys, dude. So I don't know. Hopefully.
I mean, that could have been scheming, though, Brian. That could have been what Wisconsin schemed for, to get those open looks. I mean, sometimes you can't stop everything, but our defense did well enough to get pressure on them and hit them and bang the quarterback around. The biggest key for me was them stopping their running back.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was, once we were able to do that, I knew that it was going to be hard for them to technically beat us downfield the entire game. Now, I knew they were going to give up plays, but once we shut that down, because let's call it what it is. Wisconsin has been beating our ass the last umpteenth years.
9 straight.
Everyone always talks about the Iowa stuff, and I've been saying for years, I don't care about Iowa. The dudes up north who modeled their program after ours has been handing us our ass in a handbasket, first-class service for the last umpteenth years. Hell, didn't we got a rushing record set against us? I mean, beating the absolute brakes off of us. I mean, shit. And when you guys are talking about Iowa, for me, I'm like, Barry Alvarez, Solich's best friend, his partner in crime, his buddy who built that, like Nebraska, he knows what it is, and they've been giving us the hammer. So, I mean, let's keep it real. Shit, I'm more happy we got the win because all I know is thank God I did not come back to the 1997, or which was it, championship team in 2017. I think that one was in Lincoln.
No.
When they got their asses destroyed out there.
Yep.
I would have been livid. But yeah, I mean, I'm just glad we beat those boys, man. I mean,
I had to break at some point. Like I don't care if they have all those injuries, no defensive or no offensive coordinator, somebody new calling the. I don't care. It's we beat them regardless.
Yeah.
I don't care.
They're not going to have that sympathy for us.
Yep.
Oh,
just like BA said, he put on Twitter the other day or last night. He's like, I don't care if it's the Columbus School for the Deaf and Blind. It's still a 6 win. I don't care if it's against Wisconsin or who it's against. It's still 6 wins, so I'll take it. We're going bowling.
I love
Good
BA.
players, bro.
I love BA.
Yeah,
man.
He's saying he's going to get a Husker tattoo now, and I'm like, good. Now you can catch up to me and my 3.
Yeah. I saw you reply on that one.
Yep.
And not to be at all off topic here, but I saw my phone went off, And I suppose could just let everybody know right now because I literally just found out. Looks like we might have Dawson Merritt joining the show here soon.
Oh, like today or another?
Not
episode?
today. Not today. It'll be another episode. But just got the message back from him. Said, let's do it.
Excuse me.
So be on the lookout for that soon. Who knows? Maybe the Iowa recap. Who knows? Maybe the bowl game recap.
Did you see his tweet he sent out before
Which
the game?
one?
So there's a famous picture from Remember the Titans of the two defensive captains lined up right next to each other. And Dawson Merritt and Kristen Jones remade that before the game yesterday of them just staring at each other. It was like, oh man, this looks real good.
I love it. I mean, a Bama commit flip over to here. I mean, hey, look, let's not beat around the bush. I mean, Bama's in turmoil right now too.
How did they lose to Oklahoma?
And to lose the way they did, they mounted 3 points.
Yeah, but think
3
about this
points.
Though. Since Oklahoma beat Alabama, they're bowl bound.
Yeah.
Tell me you wouldn't want to see Nebraska against Oklahoma in a bowl game.
Bring it. Let's do it.
That's kind of how I was feeling.
That'll sell out.
And you got to give OU credit too because that's it. Bama's out of the playoff picture. Done.
Probably now.
See ya. 3 losses. They better be.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people
Still
are saying
help me, and
Indiana
especially
out,
two of those 3 losses being to teams with sub 500 records at the time they played. Or excuse me. Oklahoma was sitting at 500. Sorry.
Yeah. 5-5.
Ooh, yeah.
Whatever.
Ooh, yeah.
If they leave Bama in the playoffs, so help me God.
They can't. I mean,
you can't justify it at that point. It can't be justified. Cannot be justified.
And you can't leave Indiana out. They have 1 loss.
Nope.
If you do that, hell, you might as well get Ohio State out too then.
Yep.
Indiana's a damn good football team, guys.
Yes, they are.
They better not leave them out of.
They ran into a buzzsaw. They just happened to run into a buzzsaw.
Next week, yeah, then I'd have a conversation, but I highly doubt that's going to happen.
If Ohio State's their only loss, they have to be in.
They have to be in. Ohio State's what? Are they number 2?
Yeah, and they've got their loss to Oregon.
Yeah, of course, number 1.
Because what that'll show is the real SEC biasness because they'll lose to a team in the SEC. I mean, that's terrible, and then they'll still keep them high. I mean, make sense.
Yep.
Georgia looked like crap against UMass yesterday.
Yeah.
It's UMass.
I think they have a 14-point lead at half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like 28-14, or maybe it was 28-10. Something like it was not a big lead. It was not a big lead at all.
It was they overlooked them, didn't care, and just it was not a really strong game from us. It's almost like Nebraska beating UNI.
Yeah.
It almost kind of felt like that.
All right, now going back to our game, I mean it's such a sweet feeling, a sweet moment, and it was great to see the fans coming onto the field to celebrate with the team and the coaches. The fact that they came out there the way they did, though, I mean, single file lines, not just jumping barriers and shit. Is that Nebraska nice again? I don't know. I don't know. But I know Kenny hates the fact that they did it for something so minute. I do understand.
That was some bullshit. That's embarrassing. You went on the field because we won 6 games. You fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Because we won 6 games? Are you serious? I mean, are you serious right now?
They are.
I was so pissed saying that. We're happy. Look, man, I am happy we are going to a bowl game. Make no mistake about it. I am thrilled because we should have never been in this situation.
Yeah.
But do not ever go on the damn field again for 6 damn wins. That's embarrassing. What a fucking shame. that I had to sit there and watch that on my TV and people out there crying because Nebraska's won 6 games. What the fuck? Come on, man. And I don't like cussing, but you come on, man. Because we won 6 games, you're on the field. Who are we? We Iowa State and them old teams happy to get a bowl game. I mean,
Kansas or something.
I mean, we're happy. We're in a bowl game. This isn't to play. But it's a devil's advocate moment. For 6 wins, we are storming the field. Did you ever in your life think you would see some shit like that?
No,
That
not
people
for,
are
not for
walking on the
6
field
wins.
For 6 wins.
No.
No.
Just like
Maybe
what
a
Rule
first
said
round
after the
playoff
game.
win.
He's like, this is the last time we celebrate 6 wins.
Yeah.
And that's
Especially like that.
the way it could be. But
Now, it was kind of nice to get the win over Wisconsin, to get that 6th win, because that's exactly what they did to us last year in Madison.
Yes.
They had 5 wins. They needed that 6th win, and they got it against us last year in Madison. Payback's a bitch.
Didn't that knock us out at something too? We were still kind of close.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was it at that point. We were done.
Yeah.
Well, we still had the chance.
Oh, wait.
We had to
You're
beat
right.
Iowa.
We still had Iowa.
Or
We still had
bowl.
But wasn't it something with like conference something? We were still in something until the Wisconsin game? Like,
yes, we did have a shot to still win our division.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was something like that. We were like, believe it or not, and then that game knocked us out, and then gave them the bowl game, because I mean we were like,
Yeah. So I mean, great time to get the 6th win. It's in Lincoln. It was against the team that got theirs to go to a bowl game against us last year. So kind of payback there. Not to mention we've lost to Wisconsin 9 straight times. We've never had that trophy here in Lincoln at all since its inception in 2014.
Wow.
So now, finally, they even asked Matt Rule. They're like, where are you going to put the trophy? He says, we don't even have a spot for it, but we'll find one.
Wow. That's crazy.
So they did it, guys. I mean, look, they did it. I couldn't be more happy for them. I texted Emmett last night after the game, congratulating him on the just outstanding personal performance he had in the game. Told him to congratulate the rest of the team as well. Now, this is my way of looking at it. Being bowl eligible, obviously we will go to a bowl game. Now my hope is Ramir is well rested up and 100% for at least the bowl game. Because that young man deserves to play in a bowl game above everybody else on that team.
Him, Ty Robinson, Nash, like your seniors, of course.
They've got to. He has to be ready to go. I don't know. I'll have to get a hold of him on I'll message him on Twitter, see what's going on, see if there's any timeline, see if he's going to be able to even go by then, because I still don't know the degree of his injury. I really don't.
I don't either.
Didn't even really hear like what kind of injury it really was, I don't think.
Right.
So, I don't know. Hopefully he's doing all right. Hopefully he's coming back stronger. I mean, I know he can't even get an extra season, I don't think. And if he can, holy Christ, would he even want to?
He's got like 6 years.
Yeah, dude's been here forever.
10 years, he's done.
Him, Ty Robinson, these dudes are like BYU players. Like 7, 5, finish. Oh my God. It's crazy.
Anymore, you don't have to leave college, Kenny. Anymore, you can just stick around and go to college your whole life.
That's crazy.
Graduate and just stick around on campus, dude.
They kick it. Have whole families and a mortgage. Big kicking it.
Oh, man. All right. I'll tell you what. We've talked quite a bit about the offense here. Now, as far as the defense goes, we brought it up just a tad bit a moment ago. But look, we've got to talk about Ty Robinson, because I know all the hype coming into this year, all of it was surrounding Hutmacher. All of it. And it was such a relief to have Robinson decide to come back after the end of last season to finish out this year. That way he could be right next to Hutmacher. And we knew those two could create havoc. We knew that it was going to happen. We knew it'd be possible. It was just a matter of how many times, what games, who they going to hurt, what's going to happen. Now, what has happened this season, though, and I know it's because Hutmacher's getting double, triple teamed at times, and that's allowing times for Ty Robinson to open up inside that offensive line and get through there or get a one-on-one and overpower his matchup. So we haven't heard so much about Hutmacher this year. It has all been pretty much the Ty Robinson show on defense, especially the D-line.
On the double teams whenever Ty isn't.
Exactly.
So it's a pick your poison who you want to guard, who you want to double team. You got to double one of them.
Yep.
So, I mean, the only team I think that didn't double them was Ohio State.
Yeah, and the funny thing is watching Wisconsin's offensive line, they did a much better job against both Robinson and Hutmacher than Ohio State ever tried. So, I mean, kudos to Wisconsin's offensive line because there wasn't a whole lot of pressure back there, and it was not for lack of trying.
No, of course not.
And then got to bring up Bullock. I mean, I don't know what Wisconsin's quarterback was doing as far as his cadence or his count for the snap, but Bullock had him figured out. Twice on a linebacker blitz from Bullock, he did not budge from his linebacker position until he took a dead-on sprint toward the line, and both times perfectly timed with the snap count, and both times interrupted the plays. So just shit. Too bad Tony White didn't be like, hey, John, what do you got figured out? You want to just do that every play? I mean,
yeah.
So I don't know. That's great, Kenny. When you got guys that are catching on like that, tip the cap.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like you said, just talking about the defensive lineman. You look at Hockmaker, however you say it. Hockmacher. I apologize. You look at him being with the double team. It freed up Robinson a lot to have one-on-one, solo, mano-a-mano, up front battles. But it's almost like what was Big Boy's name from Baltimore? Was it Nagata, the big D lineman they had from Oregon for all those years? People, the average Joe, who are just watching up and down and not paying attention to the intricacies of the game with things like that, are not going to understand how important someone like Hockmacher is, and what that does for the other people. They look like they're shining, but they're shining because this person's getting double teamed.
Yep.
Now, in the grand scheme of things, there's a reason the University of Alabama wanted Ty Robinson so bad. You guys got to understand, he's from Arizona. I'm Arizona. He's an Arizona boy. I'm from Arizona. I heard about the kid in high school. So this is what we've been wanting to see from him since he touched the campus. Haven't we all? He was supposed to be this big time recruit Alabama wanted that Frosty got up in Lincoln, and he's supposed to be this. This is what we've been expecting him to do all these years, and he's finally doing it. So salute to him that it kicked in to where he's had a successful year. Both of them that they're having, and just as a defensive line all together up front, because this will be, since we've been doing this show and all together, I would personally think this is the most successful defensive line we've had.
Yeah.
Because I've been begging for pressure. Matt, you
probably since Stuart Crick.
Yeah, we've been asking for pressure.
Being realistic, that kind of sucks to say. I mean, I don't know. I guess the Davis twins.
But even in their last year, they got some, but it wasn't.
Yep.
The problem was we weren't getting the pressure, and they were just picking our defense apart.
Yep.
Because we weren't making the quarterbacks uncomfortable.
Yep.
In their drops and doing their reads. We've been able to do that this year and hit hitting them changes the total dynamics of the game. And we've been able to do that. So kudos to the kids for doing it, man.
The fact that, according to rule, we have another Robinson waiting, redshirting in Riley Van Poppel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Van Poppel's redshirted.
He's only played in 3 games this year.
Yep.
So he can play. I mean, he can play next week. The bowl game doesn't go against your eligibility.
Oh my God.
So he can play in the bowl game.
Oh my God.
And we have him. What, I think he's only a sophomore. I mean, dude, if he's as good as Ty Robinson, I mean, we're not going to skip a beat. It's just going to be right back on, and just now we just got to find a legit defensive tackle, and it's just this is the kind of depth that I've just been waiting for us to build and have for years. I mean, if he truly is that good, and then hearing about Keona Davis saying that he's too good, it's like, yes, thank you. Finally. God. I don't want anyone running the ball on us.
No, and they shouldn't. Nobody should run the ball on our guys. I mean, we got great contributions from guys we haven't heard from in a few weeks in that game as well. I mean, MJ Sherman, Princewell Manellan, McGahee the fourth, everybody was contributing. And I think in my look, I hate to try and go with the pundits on this one, but the turning point in that game, what started to solidify it, in my opinion, was the fumble Wisconsin had at the end of the first half there. They gave it only gave us 3 points. It should have been 6. Should have been 6 points.
Absolutely.
So I still think that was a touchdown.
Yeah, God, see, I had the conversation. I had the conversation with my dad at halftime too. He was thinking the same thing, and I said there's only one way that thing could have possibly been upheld as a touchdown, and that's
not enough evidence.
If they thought maybe that pinky toe did hit just before the white line, but man, is it so damn close?
Yeah, it was
pinky toe.
It was close. It was close, Kenny. I mean, beyond close.
Like
maybe if he wasn't wearing cleats, the pinky toe would have touched before anything else. But
just the tip of the nail, huh?
Barely.
In my opinion, it looked like black tires. Just little sprinkles.
You see those little particles fly up.
Exactly, and that's what I said. I said. I mean, it was ruled touchdown.
I know.
So how do you overturn that? Because, I mean, you have to have conclusive, clear evidence. And I don't think there was. It's still in my opinion. I mean,
it is tough.
Yeah.
The one with Banks, there's no doubt. I mean, that was great body control, great concentration, getting that left foot down. So,
yes.
I mean, I know it's not Nayor, but Banks made up for it at least later on.
And Nayor dropped one. And
I know.
Come on, man. It was right in your hands. You got to make that catch.
It went right through his hands. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, I couldn't believe that one. I was like, you come up with harder catches than that almost every week. How do you go and drop or just let something like that slip through your hands? Come on, Isaiah. Come on, man.
Again, I mean, when you still put up 44 points,
we're still bitching about certain things.
I know. But of course, that's what we do as fans. And I mean, come on, the coaches, they're going to go through it tomorrow and be like, yeah, we made a lot of mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you guys play great, but, well, here's some mistakes that we got fixed.
Yeah, so exactly.
It doesn't matter. You will be perfect.
Well, let's get into, I guess some folks actually like this segment on the show, so I'm going to just keep doing it. So we're going to roll into Husker Twitter because there were some good ones last night. I oh, man, it was so hard not to just pull everything that I kept seeing. But a lot of it was the same thing over and over. So I was like, all right, I'll just see if I can find that right one. So all right, we'll start it off right here. It's by Adam Carricker. And I pulled this one just because I absolutely agreed with it 100%. Adam Carricker at Adam Carricker 94 simply tweeted out physical, smash mouth, football, hashtag Huskers. And he's damn right. It's one of the few times, if not possibly the first time I've seen us be more physical with Wisconsin than Wisconsin being with us.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. They've been manhandling us, man. And it hasn't been pretty.
No, that might be the understatement of the decade, Kenny.
With our formula, too. That's what pissed me off the most. That's why I went on my tirade. With our formula. They've been manhandling us with our formula.
Yeah. Yeah, we made Kool-Aid and they stole the shit and made fruit punch. Hawaiian fruit punch, you sons of bitches. What the hell?
Yep.
That's messed up. Well, it's all right. So we'll just add some more sugar to our Kool-Aid, man. We'll make it a little sweeter.
Yeah, but we beat those boys up.
Like, we did.
I watched the whole game.
That score shouldn't have been as close as it looked.
Like what? That Dowdell's second touchdown or third one when they brought in, what was it? Elijah Judy and Ty Robinson.
Yeah.
How hard Ty Robinson hit that dude.
Dude, he hit number 8 so hard in his right shoulder. He was the one that ended up getting injured. And then he hit him there and then peeled off him and then pancaked another guy through the end zone.
Dude, I mean, if
I took out 2 guys.
You can hear the right when he hits the dude. And it's just puts him on the ground, injures him, and then just gets up and celebrates with his running back like, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I loved it. Don't worry about him. Fuck him. You did your job.
That's exactly what it was. Forget that guy's laying down.
Let that pick his ass up. Fuck him.
That's right. He's not paralyzed. He doesn't have a bone sticking out of his skin. He'll be fine.
No, not like Shiloh.
Yes. Oh God. I love it. That's another thing. How great, before we get into the next Twitter, how great of a weekend was for Husker fans. Husker basketball starts it off great by beating 14th ranked Creighton on their home court.
Yeah.
Then you turn around, you get our football team getting the bowl eligibility against Wisconsin and Lincoln. The volleyball team ends up winning a full sweep over Wisconsin that same night last night. And then, of course, Colorado getting shellacked by Kansas in Arrowhead Stadium, a neutral site. Oh,
it's a good weekend.
Those little playoff hopes, Buffaloes. 7-2, thinking they're going to make the playoffs in that weak ass conference. Get out of here. 3 losses, you're gone. Bye. Get out. So long. Just still irks me they got bowl eligibility before we did, even after we kicked the shit out of them. It's because of who it is. Just irks me that much.
Yep.
No.
They have played better since playing us, though.
I understand they have. But I will never give them any credit for anything.
No, never will I. I fucking hate them with a passion.
I never. The poor guy, the shoe shine guy that made a bet with a Husker fan for that Colorado game this year. I'm actually, decent friends with him now on Instagram, and he has tried adamantly to get me to say one nice thing about either that program or anybody on that team or coach. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, that's never gonna happen. It's just not. And he'll actually wishes us luck each week. He'll message me and wish the Huskers luck each week. And I'm like, hey, you understand, I'm not wishing you that ever, right?
Never.
I hope you lose every single game.
Buffalo toilet paper.
All right. Well, Matt, you were talking about BA earlier, so of course, gotta have him in here because he's got great insight. But this one was just great. It's the one you commented on, Matt. And BA Coach's show just simply tweeted out, first bowl game since I was in high school, tattoo time.
That's great.
And man, BA, I don't know if you're watching at this point in the show. once this drops. But man, you better be putting whatever tattoo you get prominently on your channel. There better be a whole 10-minute segment, whole 10-minute segment dedicated to how you chose it, where you got it, what you paid for it. Did it hurt? Did it not? I don't give a shit.
Did you
We
cry?
just gotta know. Did you cry?
Did you man
cry?
up? Take it like
I got mine with pride. And like I said, I got 3 of them. One's a tribute for my father, and the other 2 are for me. And the other 2 for me, they need to be touched up, but they're for me. So now my biggest question is, though, what Husker tattoo is he going to get? You got skull and crossbones. You got the block end. You got the block end with the Huskers through it.
This should be something BA needs to leave up to a poll on Twitter, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking BA should run a poll on Twitter.
Yeah,
3 or 4 choices. 3 or 4 choices. Yeah, just see what the fans want to give him. Now, fans, don't be dicks about it and vote for the one you don't think he'd want. Don't be that type of person.
Like a tattoo show when they put the messed up tattoos on people.
Yeah, don't do that.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, Tattoo Nightmares. That's a great show.
Husker end with the Huskers through the middle, the block end, and the Black Shirts logo.
There you go. And see, I don't even have one yet. I reserve that for, whenever the day comes, God forbid that my dad will no longer be with me. He will be the reason I get one. I have no other reason. Yep. You can tell I'm a fan. I mean, I'm wearing Bug Eaters. I'm wearing Huskers. I wear something Huskers every single day. Sometimes it's literally every piece of clothing I have has Huskers on it.
That's crazy.
So, and that's right down to the boxers and my socks.
Yeah. I probably other than the hats, that's it.
See, my wardrobe is 95% Husker stuff. So I don't need to go tell people, hey, I'm a Husker fan. I make it very, very obvious.
Say it with your chest.
I do. And I do everywhere I go. I'm always hearing, go Big Red. Yeah. Can't help it. It's what I do. So, all right. Next one we got here. Who did I pick here? Yes. Ruler of Husker Nation at Ruler of NEB. The momentum this is going to give into Iowa, the postseason, and the recruiting trail is going to be insane. Don't look back. Absolutely agree. I mean, Matt, you're the recruiting guru. What does this mean to have that bowl game now under their belt? You Rule's second year. Now recruits got to see, hey, they're improving.
What we're doing is working. I mean, I know it's only, as of right now, it's 1 more win than last year, but it still proves that we're moving in an upward transition right now.
Yep.
I'll say that. And I mean, dude, Rule and his staff, they're working their ass off when it comes to recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, if we start winning 9, 10 games a year, it's only going to get better. But I mean, flipping Dawson Merritt was huge. That was huge. And Merritt already said that there's 2 guys that he know of. One's a flip and another one's just a regular recruit that he knows is joining the class. Yeah, I have my own little insights into that to see who it is. I'm pretty sure I'm right on this because, well, rumors kind of speak for themselves on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. So just go from there. But you can tell it's going in the right direction.
Good. And yeah, it's got to speak volumes. I mean, you get that extra win, you get those extra practices. Yeah, and like guys have talked about, I think I talked about this with 2 average guys last Sunday. They were talking about it. You go on a bowl game, you go someplace maybe you haven't been before as a player. You get free stuff. You get to go see shows. But at the same time, you also get those extra practices that the NCAA won't allow you to have once your season's actually over. It's time to put in the work.
And the early enrollee recruits, they can participate in the ball practices.
I'm telling you.
A big extra foot in the door to get on the field the following season.
Yep.
You know.
I love it when Kenny just looks at the recruiting stuff like, I'll talk about them when they get here.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah, they still got to develop. I mean,
yeah.
Mike Riley won 9 games, so what are we saying
He
here?
did.
What are we saying here with 6 wins in a bowl game? I mean, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I understand all of that. But I need more. I need more.
Next year has to be, honestly, at this point now, at least a 9-win season. Sorry.
And if 9+, and if not, it's a failure.
Yep.
I mean, I think Nebraska Husker Nation overlooks that. Don't forget, Mike Riley won 9 games.
Yeah.
And that first year
had some great talent.
We were top 10.
And that first year, they lost some games at the end. Was at the BYU long, boom, boom, boom. And the next year, kind of just. Then that next year, that first year, it was like, oh man. Then they bounced back, and then that next year was kind of, oh, then we go get rid of him, thing. And then that was because Frost had been so hot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yes, we get to practices. Yes, hopefully recruits draw into that. But what are we building off of? 6 wins to go to what? 7 to go to hopefully 7 or another bowl game, or are we? My standards, former player standards, or are we building to play for a national championship? So, that being said, I'm ecstatic. So I always don't want people to think I'm like, no, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy as shit.
Yeah.
No more depressed Saturdays and weekends, and after the Iowa game, pretty much being done with college football, because I don't watch it after that. Pretty much, I click, boom, done deal. It's over.
I do, but I'm a football nut.
Watch it, but not as invested.
Intensely.
Yeah. Like,
okay,
that game's on. Okay. SEC championship, Pac-10 or Pac-12, whatever, whatever championship. Oh, okay. Oh, this is going to the bowl game. But now I can say, oh, these dudes are going to be playing December something.
Yeah.
I had a bowl game to watch or go to. And if I'm hearing it's here, from what I'm hearing, they might be coming here. The guy's going to be in the house, man. Sign me up. But, I just hope it gets momentum. I hope it can get the kids, as Matt say, you follow the recruiting. I don't care about them until they show up and do something. Yeah. And we can get back on track. But I'm going to reserve the hype train and pumping and woo until I see the production match it. Otherwise, shit, we're a 6-win storming the field team. What the fuck? Come on, man. But well.
And this, folks, has been your moment of 100% truth, brought to you by Kenny Cheatham.
That's it.
He's right.
I know it. That's what I said.
Man, if we lost 2 games in the season, the whole season was a failure.
Hey, look, bro. Let me tell you something.
If it was 1 loss, it was a failure.
Let me tell y'all something. 1998, my senior year, we lost to Texas A&M at the end of the game. A lot of us didn't play that game. I didn't play that game. Lance, a lot of us was hurt that game. Remember, that was the groin year. That was the year a lot of us were hurt with the groins and just this myriad of injuries. Soldier's first year. I separated my shoulder the game before against Oklahoma State and Kansas City. If you guys remember, I caught the ball, fell on my AC joint, separated my shoulder. We lost to Texas, ended the game. That's the one that broke the streak.
Yep.
I think that's the game I actually came back from the shoulder injury because I had that thing on my shoulder. We lost to K-State. You know that game. Ended the game thing. If you watch that one, when I caught the ball in one hand, if you look, you can see the big wrap on my shoulder. That's why I turned when I caught it.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to separate again. When I stuck my hand out, caught it and turned. And then we lost to U of A at the end of the game. Remember, that was to the wire.
Yep.
So just remember, each loss, we felt like the biggest piece of shit that was on the planet. This is how times have changed. From the first one, the A&M game. That's the one I said something in the paper. I got called into the coach's office.
And they were like, well, Kenny, Coach Solage and them. And I said, well, when a preacher's preaching in church and he says something and it hits you, but it's not directly to you, do you question what they're saying?
Yeah.
If it touched somebody, what I said about us playing up front on our offensive line and us running the ball and being productive, because remember I said a strength of our team was the receiving core, but that was Bobby getting hurt. That was Monty coming in, Monty getting hurt. And that was, you know what I mean? It was that year was just everybody was getting hurt. I said, so why is it a problem when I say something? I didn't call anyone out by name, but that's just the feeling. Then we lost to, the K-State game. You know what I mean? It was just like the world was on our shoulder. We were walking around. We were depressed. We were sad. We were angry, and it hurt. You know what I mean? Just to
and rightfully so.
Feel like that. And the world was gloom and doom. And for Husker fans listening, this is how big it was for us during that time. What does the world think when Ohio State loses a game? When Alabama loses a game?
Yeah.
It's like the world has come to an end for them.
Yeah.
And even the announcers, in Georgia, they lost one game. And when you see them lose two, it's like, oh my God. That's what it was for us. And that's what we need to get back to, that when we lose those games, it's unexpected because we expect to win them. But where we're at now, from where we've been since that 9-win season, this is the best I felt since then.
Or Pelini's 10-win season.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Well, I mean, Riley's was 9, but I mean, just to have that. But Pelini, we were comfortable because we were winning. We had
9 or 10 games a year, mostly 9.
Yeah, we were winning. But since that 9-win season, which was a 9 the next, but since then, my friends, this is the best I felt because we have all had some long Saturdays, which roll into our Sundays, and then it's work day Monday. You still down from Saturday. I think I'll have a smile on my face on Monday. And let's just go ahead and do what we need to do with Iowa. Let's get one more win, but at least we can say we have more Nebraska football to watch. Those guys can train. Like Matt said, with all these different rules and stuff, the kids can come in. They can practice. They can get a start, going to the bowl practices, then to the spring ball, then to the season, which makes them far more advanced. Instead of when I came in 94 and I was there. I signed with Nebraska. Maybe I was gone 2 weeks later because I signed so late in the year. I was gone maybe 2 weeks later, 2.5, maybe 3 weeks later. I was in Lincoln. 2 weeks after that, week and a half, we playing in the kickoff classic against West Virginia. So that was unheard of. I had never heard of people enrolling early. You know what I mean? So graduating early.
No one did it really.
Yeah. So for them to have these advantages, you take advantage of it. Grow back, grow with your class. You can get there early. You can get your body to start being built earlier. You know what I mean? Because that transition for me was 185, 190 coming out of spring football. I was 245 pounds. I had to drop like 30 pounds. So it's a chance for you to get physically ready, mentally ready, catch up on the game speed of college football. And with the things that they do now, as you guys know, so many 7-on-7s, all these leagues, they're already more advanced than we were coming in. So, but to get in there early, get up to speed, and that's why these kids are ready as true freshmen when they're coming in. You know what I mean? It's almost an anomaly now that they're not ready. It's opposite of what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
some of them may be over-prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did any of you ever think that Ja'Cory Barney was going to be this embedded into our offense already?
No.
I mean, nobody. I mean, he was only a 3-star recruit. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know who this kid was.
Yeah, throw those stars out.
Forgot about after he committed.
Yeah, throw those stars out, man. Because
I know, and I do. I don't care about.
I know you do, but sometimes some people put too much emphasis on that. But a dog is a dog is a dog. Because I can give you a walk-on that was just as much of a dog as this foreign highly recruited.
Yeah, look at Bullock.
Yeah. A dog is a dog. You can't measure hard. You can measure what the
I agree.
films say, people Well, you know that. We know that. But just to the people, you can hear all these stars and blah, blah, blah. But when I line up and I see you tuck your tail and you're supposed to be this, I know what the fuck you are when I look at you.
Yep.
And it's the same on every level. I tell people all the time, when I got to the New York Giants camp, when I was in camp, and I'm seeing these dudes, and I'm like, this is the dude I'm watching on TV. My homeboy's better than you. They play with me in Nebraska, and he didn't even get a look because of maybe this how he had to play or what he had to sacrifice to do that. You get what I'm saying? And you're supposed to be all pro, and you was his first round pick, and I'm out here destroying your ass. And I'm a free agent that if I went somewhere and got 1 million passes, this would be a different ballgame. But you're looking at me because I'm a free agent, and I'm looking at you because you're supposed to be this star player, and you're supposed to be this first round pick. You were, and I'm out here killing you, and I'm looking at you and treating you like a piece of shit. I mean, so throw that out, throw that all the way out, and look at a dog. When you can put a dog in a play like Barney, like Lloyd, I think Malachi needed some growing up to do. Physically, mentally, get himself ready, more prepared.
Well, unfortunate news there, Kenny. Malachi's probably taken off.
Well, these are bullshit Twitter pages.
He's off the team. He's off the team. He is off the team. That was confirmed by Nebraska Twitter page.
I haven't seen anything about him being off the team, and I don't miss anything.
I think he's gone.
Wow.
I think he's gone.
So I don't know. I don't care. It's where the fuck
Next
were
man
you?
up.
Step the fuck up and get on the field.
Next man up.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
That's what it is.
But yeah, man. So hopefully we can get it done. Yeah. If he leaves, I mean, I can respect it. I understand. Stuff happens.
I like Malachi, but
if it happens, it happens. We still got players.
Why didn't he start this year? Because we had people better than him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to have to work your ass off, and you're going to have to make the team. You're going to have to make it onto the field. And if you can't do that, well, somebody that is better than you. So if you want to tuck your tail and go to where you can play, have fun playing at fucking Wyoming.
And he probably would have a chance come this next year because, I mean, Banks is graduating. Nayor's graduating. These guys are gone.
Every coach in America recruits over the kids they already have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time to, you know what, work and get your ass on the field or get out of the way for somebody else to come and do it for you.
And they're going to have to.
This ain't that hard. Like, you're this highly rated recruit, blah, 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 just like Kenny said. Fuck the stars. Now get here and prove that you're allowed to be on the field. You did it as a true freshman. Yeah, only because of it now. But no, I mean, he's been hurt a lot this year too. But this is best entrance to redshirt. Look, here's Isaiah Nair, Jamal Banks. They're seniors. We want you to watch them and learn.
Mm-hmm.
So do it and get on the field and help the team or get the fuck out of the way. And I'm cool with it. Hi, buddy. Sorry.
All right, what do we got? We only got 3 more of them. Then we got our field generals of the week, and we're out. Who do we got? Big Red Corner, at Big Red Corner. And he just simply tweeted out, Dylan Raiola looked like a stud today. No doubt Dana cooking with his abilities. Emmett Johnson is clearly RB1 going into next season. He is incredible. Completely agree. I mean, we touched on that at the beginning of the show. It looks like Holgorsen really knows what he wants to do with Dylan. He knows how to settle him down, give him stuff that he can progress through very easily, very quickly, make decisions a lot quicker than he has been the last 4 or 5 weeks. So Holgorsen's been a breath of fresh air there. And then, of course, we talked about this before the season, we talked about it with Emmett Johnson, that he wants to be RB1. And we have said numerous times in numerous games, he should be. They'd put him in for a play or two. He'd get good yardage, make good moves, and they'd take him out. You can't do that. You got to let a guy get in a rhythm. And look what happens when you let somebody get in a rhythm. He goes to the tunes of almost 200 yards of total offense. Right. So, yeah, pretty obvious. Emmett should definitely be RB1 come next year.
Yeah, but think about this too. I mean, you got Emmett Johnson, who's only a sophomore.
Yep.
Dylan Raiola, that's a true freshman. Corey Barney, true freshman. Dante Dowdell, sophomore. I mean, that's 4 key players on offense all coming back for multiple years still.
Hell, we even got a Gabe Irvin Jr. sighting during the Wisconsin game. Holy hell.
Yeah, finally. For what, 1-2 snaps?
Yeah.
So, I don't know where he went.
I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, when they've got him representing the team with Ramir at Big Ten Media Days, I believe it was, or when they were doing their their fall, the fall go around to every university in the conference. Yeah, they had Irvin Jr. sitting there with them.
Sometimes,
doing most of the talking.
People can fall out of favor with coaches, and that goes back to what you guys always hear me say. Sometimes it can be the most slightest thing. Sometimes you can get a coach who, I mean, we don't know. I mean, but people always think it's this guy just outplayed him. This guy. Sometimes coaches just might like the way a guy smiles.
Yeah, I mean, we have a brand new offensive coordinator that didn't play him.
Yeah, so
he ain't playing biased.
Yeah, you can get a new coach come in and say, well, I know it, but I don't like his body type.
Yeah,
for what I'm looking for in my secondary. I mean, I give you that example with I say my nephew Eric Lee Jr., who I always thought should have been his safety. People remember Eric was a high 4-star recruit. I always told E, I used to babysit him, man, when I was in Nebraska. I used to tell him, I said, man, he should be playing safety. But they wanted to try to force him to play corner. But I thought he was a safety. Remember, he went through like 3 DB coaches or something crazy like that because he got there under Riley, and then it was like 3 or 4. Then Fisher came in, and Fisher was like, I don't like his body shape for what I'm looking for more at a corner. You get what I'm saying? And you can, but then he was playing, he was balling out. Remember, then all of a sudden they stopped playing him.
Yeah.
Remember, he had to pick, but that's just the way it goes. So who knows what happened with Irvin? Unfortunately, bad part of that, you get a lot of kids who get bitter and pissed about that because it's stuff that it's the most minute things that everyone, just to say everyone, it's not always the player or what they're playing. You get what I'm saying? They might just like how this one runs a little bit better, but he might be the better guy. But you get what I'm saying? It's just you don't.
It's like JoJo Doman.
Yeah, you don't fall off a cliff just because. Yeah, you don't just fall off a cliff instantly.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And where it's not stuff that you were doing. We can see how Grant fell out because he was running laterally and not vertically.
Yeah. That was a given.
That was obvious. Too much dancing around left or right instead of going straight.
Yep.
So when they got somebody, they were trying to run it straight. We saw that coming. But this, you just said, I don't. But hopefully, is he a senior this year? Or is it junior? No, he's young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah. So hopefully he stays and he's healthy. But if he were to leave, I can understand.
So would I.
Sometimes you just need that. Now, like I said, in the case of Coleman, I think that's just a kid that's good, that's come in with some skills that was highly touted. But with the injuries, I think maybe he didn't put what he needed to in on the field. And when you put some live dogs in there and they're hungry and they're trying to get it, they're going to take it from you every time.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
Every single time.
So if he leaves, okay. I mean, good luck. I mean, I'll never. But sometimes when they put some live, you have to compete every week, man.
Yes.
You have to compete.
It's not like you're guaranteed.
It's not given to you. Yeah, it's not given to you. That's the difference between college and the NFL. NFL, they're not going to hold you on that team. They're going to cut you. College, you're going to still be on the team because you got that scholarship. Now, they do take them. But
yes, they can.
The point is, that's the difference. And that's why a lot of guys don't make it to the NFL. It's not always skill. It's just that one had a little bit more dog in him.
Yeah.
Or he did something that the coaches like, or he fits that scheme better. You get what I'm saying? So,
yep.
We'll see.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we got next? This is Big Red Country at This is Big Red Co. 1. Congrats on Coach Rule getting over the first hurdle, bowl eligibility. Now it's time to stomp out Iowa and call his second season a success.
No.
All right, now Kenny, is that the case? Would you go ahead and call this season a success as of right now, or would it take another win over Iowa to really call it a success?
It's never a success. I would call it building.
There we go. I like it.
Building. I wouldn't say success. Not by my standards. Hell no. But success. But I'll say building. Building to that point. Building to that point.
All right, Big Red Country. I think that's you get the point there. Kenny
Brick
gets
by
the only
brick.
answer.
Brick by brick.
Kenny gets the only answer.
Think about this, though. Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. He tweeted out today, if Nebraska beats Iowa, there is a pretty good chance we're in a New Year's Day bowl game.
Oh, my God.
Think about that.
How
cool.
good
Wow.
Even I couldn't
that
justify that with a 5-loss team.
Wow.
But we'd be a 7.
No, we'd still have 5 losses.
Yeah. But
Wow.
the Big Ten
Sheesh.
against a SAC team, something like that. Just I don't know if that would happen, but I mean, you got to remember, Nebraska's a pretty attractive team, though.
It's the
It
draw.
is.
That's the draw.
It is the draw.
Well,
They bring fans. They
Yeah.
bring fans.
Yeah.
They bring revenue. Oh, yeah.
I
And
still
Bloody
don't
Mary.
think it
And
will
Bloody
happen.
Marys.
But
Bloody
cool.
Marys. Oh my
Well,
God. It's crazy.
Twitter goes, and this wasn't even a question or anything, but this one's going to be from the Big Red, one of the guys over at Big Red Junkies podcast. I love those guys. They got under Colorado's skin so bad that Colorado week that even Colorado podcasts were showing clips of their podcast on theirs for what they were saying. So
It's funny.
kudos to the Big Red Junkies for getting that far under anybody from Colorado's skin. So here you go. He simply tweeted out with a picture, as I guaranteed, the beard stays and we are bowling, bitches. And it's just a picture of him, a little scratch on the beard there. So apparently he has something going that if we didn't make a bowl game, that thing was coming off. And that sucks because I think that might be the guy that puts those little clips out every morning on game days where he's taking a shot of Jaeger. He's wearing the Go Big Red LED shades. I mean, the dude is cool as hell, man. He is decked out Husker gear head to toe.
Yeah, there's some funny dude.
Oh my God, I love their show, man. Big Red Junkies. I don't know if you guys haven't watched them or heard them, go and make sure to watch them.
It's worth a listen.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. Their banter's great. They don't give
Yeah,
a
we
damn
need
what
to
they
hit them
say.
up and make sure they get under
absolutely.
Iowa fan skin.
Oh, absolutely. Not to mention we're going to have to do a collab with them at some point here.
Oh, if they will, I'd be all.
I think they'd like to. I really do. So
Good.
I'll have to get a hold of them, see if maybe after the season's done, maybe we can collaborate on end of the season thoughts and shit like that. So
Yeah.
all right, last thing of the day. It's going to be our field generals of the week, and we've got for the first time somebody that's making it 2 weeks in a row. This might be his third time making it, and as far as defense goes, this is his second or third time making it this season. So you'll see it at the bottom first, but then I'll get the picture up for you. But of course, we're going to have Ty Robinson on defense, and it's a no-brainer on offense. Emmett Johnson's taking it 2 weeks in a row. The effort he has shown these last 2 weeks, really the effort he's shown all week or all year has been amazing.
All-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Hey,
Give him 2 more
How do you
yards.
not pick him?
Hey, the old school name with the old school game.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
You would have had 3 touchdowns if we weren't in the red zone. We get in the red zone and Dowdell has to come in.
I know. He kind of got screwed on that one. I'm going to have to let Emmett know how you said that, Kenny. I'm going to have to let him know, hey, you got to watch this episode, bro. Even if you skip all the way to the end where it's at, you got to hear what Kenny says about you, man. It's a good one. I like that. Old school name with old school game. That is fucking beautiful. Oh,
An honorable
true
mention
words.
for both sides of the ball. Bear, I thought, played a great game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makai
Bayer
Bear
played a good
and then
game.
Dylan. I mean, Dylan almost had his first 300-yard passing game. And just,
I know. Dylan could have been a choice.
Yeah.
But
283 yards, 1 touchdown, 74% completion rate.
Excuse me.
I mean,
hell, to be
pros
fair,
don't even throw the ball that well sometimes. So
to be
he
fair, the
played
offensive line
amazing.
could have been an honorable mention even.
Our offensive line was great.
That might have been the best I've seen our offensive line play since the first couple games of the season.
Agreed.
All right. Good Lord. Well, hour and 13 minutes in, I'd say we covered some shit. We all know that everybody's attention spans ain't what they used to be. So, you know.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that fucking song. I don't care what anybody says. I love that song, dude.
Hey, but
Well,
take a
I
look at
missed
this.
all football last week, so the rest of my day consists of just sitting on my ass watching football.
They can look at this all day, but they can't sit and watch something. They can.
And I just got a brand new TV, a brand new 65-inch for my living room.
Oh.
So I am all about just watching football today and probably cooking.
Yes. Yes.
Dang, man.
All I'm going to do is get some sleep because my stupid ass has to work tonight. So that's about all.
I
gotta send this all off. Yeah, I gotta send all this off to Brock, our producer, as well over at Hurrdat, so he can have this ready for tomorrow morning. Which I guess when you see this, it is tomorrow morning. Awesome. Or tomorrow afternoon, whatever. But all right, so we'll go ahead and shut her down now. You know where to find Kenny on Twitter and Instagram. You see it right there at HuskerNoop1911. You know where to find Matt on Twitter. It's at Herbie_Husker15. Then you can find the show on Twitter and Instagram as well. See it right next to my name at Husker Army Pod. Audio only platforms. You'll find us Apple Podcasts, Spotify, plenty of others as well. And then YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe, like, hit that bell notification icon. It really helps us out. Make sure to hit the bell for one thing. That way you know whenever we upload. Maybe you missed the social media post. Then, of course, second to last but not least, the merch. Hurrdatsports.com. Husker Army merch. The shirts, the dad and trucker hats, the beanies, stainless steel tumblers, the coffee mugs, and of course, post the picture or send us a picture, tag us. That way we know. We can make your own enlisted graphic for the show as well. And then, for one last thing today, of course, I got to let you know about our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy Sports. As I said before, make sure to go sign up and deposit using our code Husker Army. And that's going to get you up to $1,000 in bonus cash and, of course, a free pick. So take your butts over there to UnderdogFantasySports.com or download their app. Get to playing. Make sure you sign up. You're a brand new player on there, brand new sign up. Get your deposit. Use our code Husker Army. Get yourself some free cash and a free pick. Why not? Get started. It's worth it. Trust me. Underdog Fantasy Sports. All right, guys. We covered it. We got the sponsor in. We got the merch in. We got the game in. We got the win. We're going to be doing a bowl game episode for the first time since I've started doing podcasting. This is absolutely crazy that I'm saying that.
It's horrible. It sucks to say that, dude. The thing about BA, he hasn't seen a bowl game since he graduated high school.
Dude.
But yes, we can actually say that. We are back to bowling and hopefully continue to trend up.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm just happy I'm not saying, well, we'll have our final episode of the year after the Iowa game next week. No. We're going to get to do an episode in December, possibly January, guys. What the hell? Holy shit. And actually talk about a game and not just recapping the season.
Yeah, do something leading up to it. So Matt can keep us recruiting who's on campus and who's coming in and all that good stuff. Hey, it'll be cold outside and we're podcasting. That's amazing.
Yes! My God! There might be snow on the ground. Holy shit.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my
I hope
God.
not, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I hope not too, but it's possible. It's
There
Nebraska.
ain't no way in hell it's snowing in AZ.
Hey, it's 73 right now, baby. 72. Yeah.
All right. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I hope you go and check out our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy Sports. Make sure to check those guys out and use our code Husker Army when you sign up and deposit. So, I guess the final thing to do is we get to enjoy this for the rest of the Sunday. We're going to enjoy it for the rest of the week as far as fans go. Team, I'm sure, is already back to work focusing on a short week, having to go into Kinnick Stadium at night. That's always hard. I don't care what anybody says. It's hard. It's always hard there at night.
Yeah.
So short week. We play on Black Friday against IO. Can't wait. So hopefully we get out of there and not just settle for 6 wins, get a 7th win. Not settle for that. Get an 8th win in the bowl game. Call it good.
Yeah.
All right. Husker Nation, Husker Army, you know what to do. At ease. You are all dismissed.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.